Oh, it's just true. No, he's barely into He's what's up,
Nice, warm, sunny day. But yeah, looking forward to the action ahead.
Yeah, it's great to have you on board, Benny. We'll just quickly run through the lineups for Port Melbourne. In goal, Matthew Symes. Number 2, Karoma. 3, Lee. 4, Eager. 6, Mulcahy. 9, Ford. 10, Clark. 14, Ibrahim. 16, Kearney. 18, Bighurst. 22, Kangara. The squad for South Melbourne. In goal, Nikola Roganovic. Number 2, Perry Lambropoulos. Marshall, number 5. Luke Adams, number 4. Giuseppe Marafiotti. Number 7, 8, Beravarakos. Number 11, Norton. 12, Cruciatus. 14, Howard. 17, Gage. 45, Sidalis. What are your thoughts on the two squads, Benny?
It's a tough one. Port definitely looking for their first win. Start of the season. I know it's only round 3, but it'll be good to get 3 points on the board, and South going for their second win in a row. It'll be an interesting matchup. Derby, as you said before, but hopefully two teams show up today and give us something interesting.
We've just got a minute silence here, so we'll just pause. Today's match officials are Lockie Cavers in the middle, Janelle Samud, and Alexa Libra on the two linesmen. So, Benny, last time South Melbourne came here, it was a 4-2 loss early on last season. Port Melbourne went 4-0 up, and then South Melbourne scored 2 late goals. Obviously, don't want to carry that record. Port Melbourne very strong at home, haven't conceded a goal at home in the first round against Kingston, created a lot of opportunities, very unlucky. Do you expect more of the same, and hopefully they can get a first win?
Well, they've been good defensively, Port Melbourne, so far at the start of the season, but obviously they haven't scored a goal yet, so hopefully they can put something on the board today, and South Melbourne can continue their form. They've got very, very quick wingers, South, and good attacking force, so hopefully we'll see good defence versus a good attack, and you never know, it'll be a good battle out here in Port Melbourne.
Well said, Benny. We will also cover some of the games across in NPL 2 and NPL. We'll give you the score updates through them. It is a beautiful warm evening here tonight here at Jallo Murphy. Good crowd, local derby, Greek derby as well, so it should be interesting. Port Melbourne in their blue and red home kit, kicking from left to right, and South Melbourne in their away kit in all white, kicking from right to left. Port Melbourne have kick-off, and we are just waiting on Lockie Caver's whistle. And Port Melbourne start. Karoma goes back to Kearney. Kenny tries to find South Melbourne kicker it long. And Eager happy to let it run to Symes. A decent crowd out here today, Benny. Good to see so many people here this afternoon at this ground. How do you feel the crowds have been going so far in the NPL?
Well, it's actually been quite well this year, especially with the NPL Live as well. And the good weather actually. So a lot of people are getting out, watching it online as well. See the South Melbourne supporters rolling in now. You know, the army slowly coming in. But yeah, it's actually a good afternoon / early night for it. So yeah, it'll be good.
There you go. Trying to find Ibrahim. Roganovic receives back pass and has sliced it out for a throw in. Port Melbourne attacking early. Lee in the corner trying to beat Norton. Norton just kicks it out and will go out for a goal kick off Lee. Luke Adams just trying to rev up his boys, saying not to start slow. Roganovic looks like he's going to kick it long. Obviously difficult conditions to play out here today, Benny. It's very hot, humid. Do you think the tempo will be very high, or do you reckon it'll be a bit sluggish to start off with?
Well, definitely sluggish, I would say so. I think tactics kind of go out the window in temperatures like this. Mean you're sweating up here actually, trying to commentate. So yeah, definitely it'll be a tough night for both teams in these conditions.
Forward, founds Malcoley. Malkay trying to find Ibrahim. Ibrahim finds Clark, but Norton there to sweep up. Sladaros. Malkay wins the ball. Always a strong enforcer in the midfield. Ibrahim. Got a bit of space to run into. Always loves to beat a player. Kagawa. Ibrahim. Clark early cross. Free header. And Roganovic will collect. Roganovic going long to Howard. Howard drops to Slarados, who's lost possession to Alan Kearney. Ibrahim trying to find forward, but Adams will play Roganovic. Away first time. Good combination there by South Melbourne. Arafiotti. Ibrahim trying to find forward, and the offside flag is up. Benny, how do you think the standard since you played NPL has increased or decreased? What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's gone up a little bit, to be honest. You'll see players coming from interstate, from overseas. Recruiting's gone up better, and I think just the standard overall has been improved, and you can see players now getting the gig in the A-League and moving on, and you see Victoria at the forefront of NPLs and players getting a looking to go to the A-League, and so it's good. It's good. It's good to have that on our doorstep.
Marshall. There's Roganovic. As you can see already, Port Melbourne looking just to sit back and absorb and get into a block, and South Melbourne are very happy to keep possession at the back. Adams. Norton goes long to Marafiotti. He's got him behind. Eager, happy to hold him up. Marafiotti winning the battle at the moment. Sladaros. Got a bit of space to run at. Marafiotti tries to find Norton, but turns it over. Malkay gives it away. We are live and interactive on Facebook, so make sure to put your comments through. It's good to see such good numbers out. Dean Moriartis, thank you for joining us. Adams. Adams happy to kick up and under, and he'll go out for a Port Melbourne throw-in. Ibrahim, Norton all over him. The referee doesn't give a free kick. Draganovic. It looks like Port Melbourne have set up in a 4-2-3-1 in BPO, Benny. Just a very stock to go for most coaches nowadays.
Yeah, you see a lot of 4-2-3-1s, a lot of 3-backs these days as well. I think people are trying to change the wheel. There's really no point. I'm your 4-3-3 type of guy, but you know, I'm happy to play a 3-back. It's a little bit slow at the moment. I think the temperature's taking into effect, and you can see the gaps between lines are quite big at the moment, and a lot of players are a little bit sluggish. So, yeah.
Melbourne plays short. Kearney sends it long. Finds Kagana with a bit of space. It's gone out for a throw and he's run out of play. As you said, Benny, it's very difficult to play in these conditions, and you can tell that both teams are struggling to find their press or their momentum, and both teams are very happy to play possession. Forward slips in Breckhurst, but Roganovic cleans up, and Roganovic has just sent it straight out. And to the left you can hear the South Melbourne fans trying to cheer up their squad. Norton, Marfiotti brings it down, but loses possession. Ibrahim, happy to go backwards, turns Marfiotti and wins a free kick. Diagonal ball. Roganovic picks it up. South Melbourne obviously have Alistair Bray on the bench. His first game in 12 months. So welcome back to the NPL, Alistair Bray. And Michael Seams just cleans up that ball, through ball from South Melbourne.
Alistair Bray, Beau Morris local. It's good to see him back after a long time out. Very unfortunate these last few months, years with injury, but great player, great keeper, great bloke as well. So it's good to have him back out here.
Cruciatus loses possession. Well, Melbourne can counter-attack through Clark, but South Melbourne have got numbers in behind the ball. Adams. Back to Roganovic. And South are very happy in these early stages just to keep the ball as Port Melbourne are not pressing. Do you think it's a smart tactic in this weather, Benny?
It's an interesting one, because you kind of want to jump out of the gun nice and early. We got Marifironi. Oh, good stop there by Eager. But yeah, it's an interesting one. You don't want to sit too far back because you let teams play, but you want to kind of conserve your energy in this weather to see out the 90 minutes and obviously get a result.
Throw in with Brad Norton. Sadeiros. Early cross in, trying to find Howard. Eager clears. Second clear, Paul. Clark. Crunching challenge. Kearney plays Karoma. Karoma's got a bit of a paddock to gallop into. Breckhurst goes back to Mulcahy. Mulcahy just plays Eager. And Port Melbourne are starting to find their rhythm. Mulcahy. Clark. Lee. He's got a bit of space in front of him. Looking for options. Ibrahim. Forward. Back to Ibrahim, who finds Lee. This is better. Ibrahim. Slateros doing his defensive duties, and Norton wins a throw-in. That's a lot better there by Port Melbourne. Starting to find their rhythm, Benny.
Yeah, they've actually been the better of the two sides so far, starting the game. South obviously trying to find their feet. But yeah, there's good build-up play there with Ibrahim and Lee on the right-hand side, and Clark as well getting involved. Could have got a shot off there early, Ibrahim, but I think overplayed it a little bit. But
Kearney going for a bit of a gallop. Kangana back to Kearney. Obviously, Alan Kearney, Port Melbourne legend, left the club, went to Dandenong City, and he has come back to Port Melbourne. What are your thoughts on that, Benny?
yeah, interesting move. As you said, he is a legend of the club down here at Port. But yeah, traditionally a centre midfielder, dropped back a bit in centre back these days, and yeah, he's fine. He's a great ball player, and
Brackhurst beats his man and wins. Thought he had a corner, but he's out for a goal kick. Draganovic taking his time to collect the ball. Draganovic play it short to Norden. Daniel Clark pursuing a little bit of a press, forces Draganovic to kick it long. Okay, just sweeps up in that sixth position and clears it out for a throw-in, where Perry Lampropoulos will take it in. Obviously, Perry Lampropoulos, a former Port Melbourne player who has now made the switch to South Melbourne. How would you think the home fans will take him being back at this football club?
don't think the Port Melbourne fans are too aggressive, are they? But yeah, he was down here for a couple of years and made the switch across town to the rival South Melbourne. Starting back here at right back, traditional position for him. So he's been doing well so far.
Clark puts the ball in, but Roganovic collects. Birakivas plays Giuseppe Marafiotti. Plays Birakivas. Norden. Happy to keep possession, South Melbourne, as Port Melbourne are pressing. Okay, through the back of Marafiotti, and Marafiotti wins the free kick. Sladeros. Good diagonal ball out wide to Howard. Bakaroma wins the ball and clears it long to Lambopoulos, who doesn't deal with it. Ball back to Adams. Norton. Beravikos tries to find Marafiotti in behind, but Port Melbourne will let that run out for a goal kick. Benny, what are your thoughts on young Jerry Sladeros, number 45? Obviously had a fantastic season last year with Northcote City. Got picked up this year by South Melbourne. Do you think it was a smart move?
Well, yeah, obviously, in a way, Northcote got relegated, so staying in the top division, and South traditionally are a big club. So yeah, definitely a smart move for him. He's an excellent player. He showed his qualities last year and got them the winner against Dandy City. So yeah, he's a great player, and looking to see more of him this season.
Kearney. Diagonal ball to Ibrahim, who has just gone a tad early and is offside. Roganovic just taking his time. These very warm conditions once again. So I think Lockie Cavers is allowing him to take his time. Long. Howard contests with Eager. Eager prevails. Breakhurst got a bit of space. Loses out. To Gage. Lambopoulos. Finds Chrysaridis, who finds Gage. Gage looking for a diagonal ball to Giuseppe Marafiotti, who can bring it out of the sky. Lee contesting him close, and he's just run out of space. Well defended by Lee. Port Melbourne did lose a left back earlier, late in pre-season, in the name of Chris Kousis. Signing obviously over in Bulgaria. So Chrissy, thank you for being online to show your support for Port Melbourne, and congratulations on the signing, mate. Your thoughts on Chrissy moving overseas?
I think it's every footballer's dream to kind of move overseas or play in a professional environment, so I don't blame him at all. Started off as a left winger, actually played juniors with Chris, great bloke. So yeah, started as a left winger and he's moved down to the back and he's done well over the years, so yeah, great move for him, and congrats.
Fantastic delivery there by Slarados. Symes comes out and punches the ball out for a corner. South Melbourne with a golden opportunity here and starting to get into the game. Slarados the take, delivers. Marshall up with a header. Howard. South go all the way back to Lambropoulos, who will clip it back in. And Symes calls keeper early and collects. Kearney. Karoma. It also looks like South Melbourne are setting up into a 4-2-3-1 in the BPO as well. And Melclay just tries to find Ibrahim, but Roganovic collects. So both teams are very happy to sit back and let the back four have possession, Benny.
Yeah, you can see South actually aren't playing with a traditional striker at the moment. You got Chrysaridis, Marafiotti and Howard interchanging between the three, and then you got Jerry just sitting in behind them. Then behind Jerry you got Gage and Beravescos. So yeah, they're a little bit defensive. They're happy to play that diagonal ball, as you just see now, to Chrysaridis from Solidos. So yeah, they're happy to do that, play the diag, hopefully try and catch Port on the counter.
Chrysaridis loses out to Croma. And as you just said, Benny, the front three love to rotate and switch. That makes it life hard for... will that make defending hard for the defenders? Obviously, you just don't know who to pick up if they're constantly rotating. Yeah,
obviously, for a defender, it's always difficult to pick up a striker or unfortunately, a foul there on Marshall from forward. But Port Melbourne looking a little bit dangerous early on here.
Yeah, great footy there by Port Melbourne. Daniel Clark found it in space and played in, tried to play in forward, but obviously contact on Marshall. Howard. Karoma wins the challenge to Kingana. Kingana turns out into a bit of space. Go for a bit of a drive. Sends the ball through to Karoma. Marshall across, and a fantastic challenge to win that ball. Those challenges could all go so wrong, Benny, couldn't they? And you could miss the ball and give away a free kick and a yellow card.
Yeah, they're definitely good and bad. Obviously, he's connected there and the ball's gone out, but he could have missed the ball altogether, and Karoma's in one-on-one with the keeper, and it could have been a different story. But great defending there by big boy Marshall.
South on the counter. Howard. Kearney comes in strongly, and George Howard wins a free kick. And there was a bit of afters by Howard. The game's starting to open up a little bit, Benny.
Slowly, South making their way into this game. As I said before, Port have definitely been the better team. So yeah, South slowly making their way into it, getting two centre midfielders onto the ball and getting Solitis more on the ball as well. So it's good link-up play here as well with Cruciatus down the left wing into the box here. Marafiotti, goal, South Melbourne. Just so I was giving him a bit of stick, Marafiotti scored. Great work down the left there.
A fantastic finish by Giuseppe Marafiotti. Great play by South Melbourne. Norton coming inside. Cruciatus having a 1-2 combination, beating his man, finding the man in the middle and scoring. Fantastic. South Melbourne take an early lead, 1-0. And Port Melbourne, who have struggled to score all season, need to find 2 goals and try to turn this deficit around and try to get 3 points. Great start by South Melbourne. Forward to kick us off again. Lambopoulos wins the ball. And South Melbourne have got a 5v5. Lambopoulos out wide to Cruciatus, who finds Howard in the middle. George Howard's got a bit of space. George Howard strike. Fantastic save by Seams. Followed up by Marafiotti, misses. And Lee puts it out for a corner. South Melbourne very close to having a second. Port Melbourne very sloppy at the back, Benny.
It's crazy how one goal can change a whole game. Yeah, like we said before, we thought Port were probably a little bit on top, and then South have just scored, and now they're nearly doubled their lead, and it's crazy corner for them now, and you never know.
Sladeados to take the corner. Delivers in swinger. Symes comes out and punches. A strong punch, but it has gone out for another corner. South Melbourne piling the pressure on now. If you're Port Melbourne, you definitely do not want to concede a second here.
Considering they've struggled to score in the first 2 rounds, you don't want to be going down 2-0 this early on as well. And it'll be tough for them to crawl back in. Teams like South can kind of shut up shop and kind of absorb the pressure, and especially in these temperatures it'll be definitely harder to overrun teams. And so yeah, you definitely don't want to just concede this early on in these conditions.
Outswinger. Ooh. Brad Norton rises and wins the header, but just wide by Matthew Symes' goal. And Lockie Keevers has called for a quick drinks break as it is soaring temperatures. This gives us a perfect opportunity to run around the grounds this afternoon. So we'll just get that up. Hume City 1-0 over Altona Magic. In NPL 1 or NPL 2, Victoria, you got Manningham 1, Box Hill 0. Murray United 1, Langwarrin 0. North Geelong 2, St Albans Saints 1. Eastern Lions 1, Springvale White Eagles 0. And Avondale earlier today started at 4:30. Imagine kicking off that time. Scorch have beaten Kingston 2-1. Benny, what are your thoughts on those results so far? And as we just speak, Altona Magic have just scored against Hume, so 1-1 over at Paisley Park.
Hume have been a little bit of a surprise package this season. Everyone knows how well Altona's recruited, same as Avondale. A little bit disappointing. My old side, Kingston, haven't been able to get a win so far this season. But hopefully the boys can turn it around there and get back to winning ways. But yeah, no real surprises there.
As both sides making their way back onto the park. Kagana trying to get his Port Melbourne teammates to fire back up. Symes plays Ego just before the whistle, and Lockie Cavers is just saying, I haven't blown yet. Kearney. There's a bit of space in front of him. Tries to find Ford. Ford locks it in, but Adams strong in from behind. Slade-Ados finds Chris Radis. It's 3v3 at the back for Port Melbourne at the moment. Koroma finds Clark. Brackwest has won a free kick. Port Melbourne got an opportunity to get numbers forward. Clark goes back to Kearney. Kearney plays Clark. Clark tries to find Brackwest, but intercepted. Won by Eager. Nearly got lost possession. Finds Clark. Clark with a bit of space. Porter got numbers in the middle. High loopy ball to Ibrahim. But Norton strong and headers it out for a throw in. Forward. Back towards goal. Tries to flip Ibrahim. No real appeal for a penalty. Lockie gave his ways today. Marafiotti on the break. He's got heaps of space. Having a bit of a gallop. Step over. Gets past Eager. Got numbers in the box. Low and hard. Ooh. McCloyley, he's nearly put that into his own net, but it's got out for a South Melbourne corner. Fantastic play by Giuseppe Marafiotti, Benny, to get down the right wing and put a dangerous ball into the middle.
He's ran nearly the whole field there to create a goal scoring opportunity for South, and nearly an own goal. Now South have got a corner and they can double their lead.
Slaris in swinger. Symes comes and punches once again. Brackhurst. Been told to pump it. Comes off Chris Radis and out for a Port Melbourne throw in. Lee. He throws it long. Forward, locks it in. And it's out for a Port Melbourne throw in. Adam Pinkerton fuming at Michael Leaguer for not dropping off and keeping possession. Port. Lee. Ibrahim. Bit of space. He's peeling for a free kick. Very angry. Chris Radis going for a bit of a run. Marafiotti through the middle. Poor pass by Chris Radis to try to find Marafiotti. Okay. Looking for a forward run. Finds forward. Lee. Bit of pressure by George Howard, who's well in strong and wins the ball. Chris Radis. Chris Radis having a bit of space to run into. South, no numbers in the box. Chris Radis goes himself. Deflected. And Koroma cleans it up. Gage. Back to Barocas, back to Gage. Gage will just keep possession and find Adams. To Norton. Chris Radis. Barocas, Sladaros. Norton. Good football here by South Melbourne. Good combination. And Chris Radis makes a forward run. Tries to play it in first time. Eager cleans it up. Lee. Keeps possession, finds Clark. Clark finds the running Koroma. Koroma's got a bit of space in front of him. Marafiotti dropping in behind the ball. Koroma switches it to Ibrahim. Fantastic delivery. Ibrahim's got forward. Ibrahim goes himself. South Melbourne with numbers in the box. Clears it away. Lee. Ibrahim. Good spell of possession by Port Melbourne. Delivery. Brackwest at the back post. Headers it across. Kangala shoots. Roganovic saves, and forward is offside. And that is a lot better by Port Melbourne, Benny.
Yeah, great play from Port Melbourne there. It started off with Lee winning back the ball, giving it out to Clark. Clark playing in Koroma down the left, and he's switched that to Kamal, and Kamal's done a little bit of work down here on the right-hand side and created an opportunity for Port to score. Unfortunately for Port fans, it was a great save by Roganovic to his bottom left.
Port Melbourne throw in. Ibrahim. Norton pinches his pocket. Howard. Eager. Eager happy to keep possession. Kearney. Kearney plays eager. South Melbourne are dropping off the ball and allowing Port Melbourne to have possession. Ibrahim tries to find Lee in behind. Norton first to the ball. Back heels it around. Fantastic football by Norton. Howard. Howard going for a bit of a run. Chrysaradis trying to get the better of Kearney. Finds Howard. Chrysaradis delivers. Eager flicks. Karuma strong. Clark. Gage tries to win ball back, but it's out for a Port Melbourne throw in. Karuma throws the ball forward, tries to find forward. Marshall in behind and wins the header strong. Sladodos loves to tuck in, tucks inside, trying to find Chrysaradis, but Symes comes out and collects. There you go. Kearney. Koroma. Kearney. Bit of space in front of him. Going for a bit of a run. Finds Brackwurst. Finds Clark. Clark trying to find a Port Melbourne player, but is only found a goal kick. Roganovic just now allowing the ball to run out. Port Melbourne's final ball in that final third just hasn't been there, Benny.
Some good build-up play by Port, but obviously the final ball's lacking for kind of either side this half. It's been quite a good midfield battle, but yeah, both sides just lacking that final ball, especially Port. A lot of good build-up play by both wingers down both sides, but yeah, still just the final killer ball, putting it away.
There you go. Strong header forward. Adams. Ibrahim loses possession. Norton. And Chris Ryder wins a free kick from Michael Eager. South Melbourne just taking up all the time. Adams. Knocks it long. Chris Ryder has won a throw in off Lee. Norton taking his time over to the throw in. Norton. Chris Ryder holds it up, tries to find Norton again. Good forward runs, and it's out for a goal kick. Fantastic play by South Melbourne. And South Melbourne, towards as long as the second half's got on, have taken a foothold in this game, Benny?
They've crawled their way back in and definitely are matching Port's intensity now. They're definitely creating a lot of goal scoring opportunities, and when you saw Marifiotti, Howard and Cruciatus getting more involved into the game, they've created more and more opportunities.
He clears. Norden. Cruciatus. Finds Sladarios, who has a shot from distance, but straight into Matt Symes' hands. Bit ambitious there.
Young Jerry loves a good long shot. We saw him last year at Northcote score a couple of good ones. So he's got it in the bag. But yeah, very ambitious.
Clark. Karoma. Tries to flick it down the line, but Lambopoulos there. Marshall clears it and goes out for 8. South Melbourne to throw in. Long throw. Port Melbourne have got numbers in behind the ball. Out for another throw in. Lambropoulos. Gage has his pocket pinched forward. Opportunity for Melbourne to counter attack. Side volley. Trying to find Ibrahim. Eventually finds him. Ibrahim gives away the possession to Marshall. Kearney wins the header. Clark. Karoma. Kearney finds Eager with a lot of space. Finds Lee. Lee's got a bit of space. Finds Ibrahim. Ibrahim's finds forward. Garner finds a 1-2 with Ford. Adams sweeps up. Ball played out wide to Howard. Howard back to Lambropoulos, who sends it long. Marifiotti contesting Kearney. It bounces, goes all the way back to Matthew Symes. Eager. Ibrahim. Kagana. Brad Norden. Well in. Finds Adams. South Melbourne have just been to every ball that's been played forward by Port Melbourne. South Melbourne are always first to the ball, Benny. Are more hungry to win it. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, as the half's gone on, they've definitely taken a stronghold of the game. They've wanted a little bit more. They've got into the game a lot more, and they've been the more dominant side the last 5 to 10 minutes, led by their midfield general, Berevescos. So yeah, it's good. It's good.
Fantastic switch. Okay. Brackwest tucking inside, has a strike, while blocked by Marshall. Clark, Roma, happy to recycle to Kearney. Finds forward. Forward hasn't really had an opportunity at the moment, always been playing backwards. Kagana, ball bobbles over his foot. And Norden sends it long to Eager. Obviously the pitch, Benny, there are a few divots in it around the goal mouth and even out wide. What are your thoughts on the ground being probably this bad so early on? Lee's got a bit of space to drive into. Finds forward, who has just creeped offside.
Yeah, it's mainly the outside of the pitch. The middle part's not too bad. But yeah, this early on, you want it to be in a better condition. It's no Beau Morris Shark Park Reserve though. I'll tell you what, it's a lot better than that. But yeah, you'd hope it'll be a little bit more flatter, and there wasn't a lot of bumps to it. Port just need to really try to find forward here. get him onto the ball a little bit more.
Norton finds Marafiotti. Eager, well in. Tigana picks the ball. And Kearney has a bit of space and going for a bit of a run. Finds Clark. Clark finds Ford. Well in by Adams. Sladodos. Marafiotti. Happy to keep possession to Norton. Adams. Eager. Lee. Back to Eager. To Ibrahim. Ibrahim finds Ford. Back to Ibrahim. Kagana. All the way back to Karoma. Karoma finds Brackwest. Back to Kearney. To Eager. A lot better by Port Melbourne. Happy to retain possession. Okay, back to Eager. Kearney. Clark. Brackwest finds Ford. Ford spins his man. Ford 1-on-1 with Roganovic. And that's a goal for Port Melbourne Sharks. 1-1. And Ford, with his first opportunity, has absolutely pingered at top right corner, Benny. What a finish.
Great finish there by Ford. It's funny, I was giving South a bit of slack and then they've gone and scored, and then I've given Ford a bit of slack and guess what happened? He's gone and scored. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad curse. But yeah, great finish, great turn. Let's put that top corner, top bins as they say. Absolute pigeon. Great finish by the man.
Fantastic goal by Ford. It just proves what he's capable of, and obviously shows the attacking threat Port Melbourne have, and a bit of relief for Adam Pitting, Port Melbourne's coach, to score Port Melbourne's first goal this year.
Yeah, he's been very animated on the near side here, right in front of us. So yeah, he was up and about there when they've scored, but he's been very, very frustrated as well. A lot of yelling from the man, but yeah, it's good Port have finally got a goal to their name for season 2019.
Marshall finds Adams. To Marshall, back to Adams. Norton finds Marafiotti. Lee pinches his pocket. Ibrahim. Marafiotti pinches his pocket. A good tussle between the two wingers, which goes out for a South Melbourne throw-in. Marafiotti. Barakas. Diagonal ball to find Chris Radis. Karoma. Chris Radis wins that battle. Trying to beat him. Clark. Port Melbourne got opportunity with the counter-attack. Clark bundled over the ball by Chris Radis and wins a free kick. Ibrahim finds Lee. Lee tries to cross it in, cleared by South. Ball just back into the hands of Nikola Roganovic. Alessandro Paz and Sean Sacco Benny are saying they love you and quality commentary. Your thoughts on them?
It's good to get some recognition. Actually work with Sean now, so good bloke Shawnee, and Pazzy, spent some time with him in Moreland City. He's another good bloke, as well with Dino.
Brackwest, cucks inside, shoots just wide out for a corner, and in that passage the referee, fourth official, has indicated with 3 minutes of added time, a minimum of 3 minutes. Port Melbourne with a golden opportunity here to go 2-1 ahead just before the break. What a fantastic opportunity to score. Ibrahim to take. Everyone around the keeper. Ibrahim whips it in. Eager flicks. No one out in the back post for Port Melbourne. Barocras finds Gage. Gage back to Beravikas. Tries to find Chris Radis. Lee picks his pocket. And it's a bit of a late challenge over the top of the ball, but Lockie Cavers has only shown a yellow card. And Gage is a bit upset. Free kick to South Melbourne. Strong challenge in there by Lee, showing his intentions early.
Just set the tone, I reckon. He has gone over the ball a little bit there, so a bit harsh on Gage, but it's just a bit of football. But yeah, it was a good corner before by Port, good flick on by Eager, and just landed just near the penalty spot, and unfortunately there was no one there to pick up the scraps.
Kearney sends it long. Forward flicks inside. Gage. Happy to marshal. A question from the comments on the live stream from David Gibson, Braemar assistant coach. Do you think we're going to see Bray overtake Rivkanovic for the number one spot, Benny?
It's a good problem to have for Tangalakis. Both quality keepers, but obviously Bray's been out for a year now, so it'll be a little while for him to kind of get his groove again, but it's like I said, it's a good problem to have.
Clark, break west. Marshall mops up and sends it out over the line. Yeah, as you said, I think it's fantastic for Tangalakis to have two quality goalkeepers in his squad. Obviously, Roganovic hasn't done anything wrong to see Bray deserve a chance, so if he keeps performing in Roganovic, he won't need to worry. And as we just speaking there, Lockie Cavers has blown for half time. Exciting first half, which started extremely slow, Benny, but towards the end it started to open up and both teams had some chances to score. Thoughts?
Yeah, very slow start to the half. You could see both teams stepping off a little bit there, but as the half wore on, both teams got into the game, and we're going into the half as 1-1, and looking forward to the second half.
Thank you, guys. We'll have a short break now, and make sure to tune into the second half live here on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you. And welcome back to JL Murphy Reserve for this exciting local derby, round 3. 1-1 at half time, and it looks like Port Melbourne are making 2 changes straight away. Looks like Vali Sesnik is coming on, and Francesco Stella. So it also looks like Kamal Ibrahim and Brackwest have come off. So wingers for wingers. Benny, thoughts on the sub?
Yeah, Brackwest has gone to right back. Lee's come off. But yeah, interesting one about the Ibrahim. I thought he did quite well in the first half, so not quite sure why they're taking him off. But hey, I'm not Adam Pickford and I don't coach Port Melbourne, but it's just my opinion.
South Melbourne to kick us off with George Howard. Just waiting for Lockie Cavers. Adams. Long diagonal ball. Trying to find Howard, who flicks it on. Back west to Eager. Looks like Ernie has gone into the midfield as well. Benny. Oh no, he hasn't. He's slopping back in. Melke comes across. Strong. Well in. Perry looking for a free kick. And Perry's come in after the ball, and Mullers has gone up, and a retaliation. Lockie Cavers is trying to calm it down, and there's a bit of a scuffle. That was a very, very, very late challenge by Perry Lambropoulos, who has caused all this melee. Mullers wasn't happy. Kearney's run in from 40 yards to try to break it up, but he's got Norton by the throat. Exciting stuff here, Benny, in the first 3 minutes.
Wowzers, did not expect that to start the half at all. Yeah, obviously Muller's not happy with the tackle from, well, yeah, Perry wasn't, I don't know what happened, but Perry wasn't happy with the tackle, so he's kind of chased down Mullers after he's kind of passed the ball to Clark here on the left-hand side, and Mullers has got up and he's just saw fire in his eyes and he's gone after Perry, and yeah, it's all kind of kicked off. Gage has run in, boys are off the bench, Kearney's ran in, and so yeah, it'll be interesting what Lockie Keevers does here.
Lockie has a nickname for being trigger happy. We'll see if he keeps the red card in his pocket. Looks like it's just going to be a warning and a yellow card. Oh no, yellow card it is for both players. Slap hands, and Port Melbourne have a free kick. Alan not happy with that yellow card. Thoughts?
It's a tough one. It's in between a yellow and a red there. Unfortunately, we don't have any orange cards, so he's got to pick one or the other. Perry obviously getting a yellow card for his chase down there, but yeah, should have Muller stayed on? I don't know. What do you think, Dino? Yeah,
it's always a fine line with retaliation like that. Mullers really didn't raise an arm or anything, just stood his ground and just let Perry that it's not acceptable. And it is offside. Timmy Payton, thank you for joining us, and commentators are only as good as your coaching, mate.
Bring me home, Timmy, bring me home.
We also have Johnny Flores, assistant coach of Dandenong Thunder, joining us with a fantastic win last night, Johnny. Norton. Finds Marafiori, finds Norton again. Howard is in. Kearney comes across. Still Howard. Kearney. Stella. It's running inside. There's a lot of space out wide. Finds Clark. Who flicks it on to Sesnik. Sesnik, 2 minds to either go inside or outside. Engage held him up well. Kearney. Got a bit of space to drive into. Finds Clark. Clark happy to put his foot on it and find forward. Forward. Koroma decides to go for a bit of a run. Forward tries to find him. Perry Lambropoulos cleans that up. Chrysaridis loses possession. Clark tries to flick him in, but Adams just clears it high up in the air. Let's probably bring some snow down. Stella. Adams. Kagana. Kagana. Finds forward's feet. Finds Brackwurst. Strike! Fantastic save by Nikola Roganovic from the strike from Brackwurst. And absolutely stinging the palms of Roganovic out for a Port Melbourne corner.
Exciting start to the half here. Who's impressed you so far, Dino, for both sides?
Roganovic so far, fantastic save there to be switched on. Hasn't really done much, had much to do. So to be alert, fantastic. Also Clark has been on the ball amazingly.
Yeah, tend to agree there with you on the Clark situation. I think the front three of South have been quite well as well. So as well as Jerry and their midfield general.
Arafati clears it out for a throw in. Kagana on the ball. Ended up leaving the ball for Koroma. Kagana beats his man. Finds forward inside the box, but has a horrid first touch and straight into the hands of Roganovic. Fantastic opportunity for Port Melbourne.
Good start by Port. Good start of the second half here. They've needed to lift. You can see Pickford right now is very animated on the sideline as Howard's tried to turn their long throw down to Chrysaridis. Fortunately, Mullers has picked up the ball to Koroma. Kearney's wind up. Good hold up play there by Sam Ford to Clark to Sesnick, and they've turned it over.
Kagana. Mullers. Finds Eager. Eager plays Stella. Stella looks for Kagana inside. Brackwurst. Turnover by Norton wins it. Howard with a bit of space out wide. Ball back to Lambropoulos. Diagonal ball to Marafiotti, who headers it down for Chrysaridis, but Eager sweeps up. Isn't the best defensive clearance header. Gage. Barocas. Adams has passed the ball out of play. Brackwurst. Port Melbourne throw in. Kagana tries to turn, loses possession to Solerados. Back to Lambropoulos. Tries to find Chrysaridis. Loses possession. Valley, Sesnick finds Kagana. Valley had plenty of space, doesn't seem. Clark switching diagonal ball to Stella. Stella. Early delivery. Forward. Just not in the right position. Roganovic cleans up. Fantastic start by Port Melbourne so far this half. Ambropoulos. Howard. Port just happy to get into a block. Kearney's got in front of Chrysaridis and bring it down. Forward. Flicks. Lambropoulos. Headers to Clark. Clark trying to find numbers in the box. Chips it forward to Valley. Sesnick free. Tries to find forward. But Gage doing his defensive duties. Mulcahy looking forward. Chips it into forward. But just the quality and the execution wasn't there. Roganovic throws it out to Slerados. Port Melbourne win the ball back. Ball back to Eager. Mullers. And Brackwurst. to Symes. Kearney. Sesnick. He's done very well to get past Gage. Kagana plays the ball out wide to Stella. Port Melbourne have numbers in the box now. Stella. Step over. Sesnick. Turns. Sesnick strikes straight into Roganovic's hands. But better play by Port Melbourne once again, and they're knocking on the door. South Melbourne have started this second half very slowly, Benny.
South definitely need to pick up here. Port have been excellent start of the second half.
As we speak, it looks like South Melbourne are going to make a change. It looks like Marcus Schrone is getting ready. Marcus Schrone, obviously a fantastic left-footed player, attacking minded. Do you reckon he's exactly the change South Melbourne need at the moment?
Yeah, definitely he's been hampered a little bit with injuries, and as we just see Clark there have a shot from range and just gone left of Roganovic's goal. But yeah, he's definitely an attacking minded player that South definitely need to bring into the lineup here. Not quite sure who they might take off. Maybe Gage, but South's front four so far in the first half have been very dangerous.
Be very interesting to see the change they make. Roganovic with the goal kick. Eager wins the header. Adams. Eager. Kagana tries to bring it down to Stella, who's played forward. He's got a bit of space. Finds Stella. Stella's been brought down from a challenge from Gage. But Lockie Keevers is waving it away. Benny, thoughts?
Oh, that's a tight one, wasn't it? He's won the ball, but he's yeah, it's a tough one. Luckily, I'm not a referee. I'm standing up here, to be honest. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it was a perfectly timed tackle by Gage. He's got the ball first, and then the man. So great challenge. Always risky in the your own 80 box. So Lados picks his pocket, but can't do anything with it. Sesnick. Gagana. Stella. Norton sends it high and long. Eager. For Melbourne. Eager. Kagana through ball. Sesnick holds it up. Plays Stella. Stella holding it. Tries to find Kagawa in behind. Kagawa gets in behind. A fantastic challenge by Bradley Norton out for a corner. Great defending by the South Melbourne captain there.
Great tackle by the captain. Bradley Norton there. But another great build-up play by Port Melbourne down the right-hand side. Stella getting involved again. And he's been excellent since he's been on.
Substitution for South Melbourne. Young Jerry Slados is coming off for Marcus Schrone. A bit harsh, Benny?
A little bit. He's been a little bit in and out of the game, but I thought he's done quite well, to be honest. So yeah, it's interesting decision, but obviously South Melbourne coach doesn't think he can have both of them on the field at the same time.
Clark to deliver in swinger. Roganovic punches it out for a corner. He's claiming and asking for a free kick. Kearney plays it short to Stella. Clay whips it in. Clark ghosting in, three at the back post. A fantastic opportunity for Port Melbourne. South Melbourne switched off at the back there, but Clark could not capitalise.
Good movement there by Daniel Clark, and good ball to the back post there by Mullers. Unfortunately, no one was telling Clark that he had enough time. He probably could have taken that down and had a shot instead of taking that on the volley.
Port Melbourne under pressure at the back. Schrone's first touch has gone out for a goal kick. Fantastic build-up play by Port Melbourne, and a great ball in by Mulcahy to find Clark. Just unlucky on the finish. Syme plays it short. Symes plays eager. Kagana. Happy to go back to eager. Kearney's got a bit of space to run into. Plays Clark. Clark finds Sesnick. Sesnick cuts it back to Koroma. The right back, left back who got forward. Fantastic opportunity, but given the benefit of the doubt in that bobbly area, it's probably taken an awkward bobble and gone out for a goal kick.
Bit of nosebleed there by Koroma being that high up the pitch. I don't think he knew what quite to do. Probably should have taken that on his right foot. He's trying to bend it with the outside of his left. Unfortunately, he's gone out for a goal kick, and we've got Roganovic here to pump the ball up the pitch.
Gordon flicks it on. Clay is cleared forward in. Marshall all over him. Forward. Doesn't fall. And it goes straight into Roganovic's head. Roganovic just rolls it out of his hands. Has a kick. Arafiotti and Kearney. Kearney wins the challenge. Stella. Diagonal ball to Clark. Clark early delivery. Misses the header forward, and Valley Sesnick's first touch is extremely poor, and Roganovic comes out and punches it out for a corner. Fantastic play once again by Port Melbourne, especially Daniel Clark out wide.
Once again, you see Stella and Clark combining to create another opportunity for Port Melbourne here, and with a Stella corner swung in.
Pagana crosses it back in, but it's gone out for a corner. Port Melbourne looking extremely threatening, and if you're Kong Tangalakis, last couple of minutes, last 10 or so, you'd be panicking and you'd be looking to your bench to make some changes.
They've just got to get a hold onto this game here at South a little bit. They've kind of let it go from them and allowed Clark and Stella too much time on the ball, and you can see once again Clark's won a header in the middle of the park.
You just see there Alan Mulcahy just showing his experience to hold up the player and win a free kick. Koroma finds Eager. He's got a bit of space to drive into. Back west. Finds Stella. Kagana. Just keeps possession. Port happy to do so. Eager. Tried find Stella, but they weren't. Both weren't on the same wavelength. And you see how deep South Melbourne are. It's just inviting pressure, Benny.
They're letting too much time on the ball for the Port Melbourne players here, and they've just stepped back a little bit. You can see if they can condense the lines between their back four and their midfield and their forward three, you'll see a different story as forward runs offside.
Weather has cooled down right about now, Benny. There's a nice cool breeze, and it's probably perfect football conditions at the moment.
It's lovely now, isn't it, Dino? The weather's great. Nice breeze from the bay coming through over JL Murphy.
Roganovic finds Chris Ryder, sorry, and it's gone out for a throw-in. Kearney switches the ball to Clark. He's got an acre of space around him. It's a 3v1 out wide for Port Melbourne. Sesnick comes inside. Tucks in. Sesnick strikes. Save by Roganovic. And Gage to sweep up and clear. Another fantastic opportunity by Port Melbourne. And they're just running rings around them at the moment, Port Melbourne.
Once again, South has allowed Clark too much time on the ball. He's playing in the midfield 3, I believe, but he's just sitting out here on the short side of us, just picking up space and grabbing the ball, and he's able to drive into the space or find passes. So once again, Clark involved, and it's created another goal scoring opportunity for Port Melbourne.
As we said, Lockie Cavers has signalled for a drinks break due to the warm temperatures, so bear with us. Players are just slowly walking back out onto position. Groma finds Clark. Clark doesn't win a corner, and Lambropoulos finds Schroen, who flicks it on to Kearney. Schroen pinches his pocket, and South Melbourne have a break. Schroen. Eager gets across, and Kearney sweeps up. Eager's got a bit of time. Eager finds Koroma. Finds Clark, who has drifted offside. Lambropoulos plays Roganovic. Now it looks like South Melbourne are warming up 2 players. Looks like Billy Constantinides and Bates back with action. Break West having a bit of a drive, finds Kigana inside. South Melbourne good numbers in the box. Norton will play Marshall. He finds Lambropoulos. We'll send it long, and Port Melbourne have got numbers around the ball. Malclayu just brings it down. Finds Eager. Eager finds Kagana. He finds Sesnick. Sesnick will retain possession to Koroma. Koroma finds Mulcahy. Mulcahy loses possession to Schroen. Schroen looks for the diagonal to find Cruciatus. He's looked lively since coming on, Schroen. Cruciatus tucking inside on his right. Keep possession. Gage. Perovikas. Gage. Still Gage. Plays the ball a little bit behind Norton and it allows Port Melbourne to step up. This is better by South Melbourne. Cruciatus. Cruciatus has a shot from distance and he's rattled the woodwork. And Matthew Sames may have got a touch to that to push it onto the bar. But Cruciatus, such a deadly player when he tucks in on his right. Lambropoulos finds Schroen. Schroen on his left. Schroen bobbles up straight into Symes. And this is a lot better by South Melbourne. And Cruciatus, what a player, what a strike. Potentially a good save by Symes to push it onto the bar, Benny.
Good couple of minutes there by South with Schroen and Cruciatus linking up. Cruciatus cutting in there onto his right foot, rattling the bar. Got the South fans up and about. Livened up this game a little bit.
Clark. Long diagonal ball to Stella. But Norton plays back to Raganovic, who plays out of a tight space. Gage. Under pressure. Sesnick doesn't get there. Here we go, Cruciatus. Loves these situations. Bit of space to run into. South getting numbers forward. Cruciatus finds Schroen. Schroen. Back to Cruciatus. Back to Schroen. Schroen loses his footing, but retains possession. Kagana, still Schroen. But Kagana breaks free to Clark. Stella. Stella has his pocket pinched by Gage. Gage still on the ball. Gage trying to play an impossible angle. Howard. Lambropoulos gets around him. He plays him now. Early delivery. Kearney sends it long to forward. Forward turns Marshall. He's got a bit of space to gallop into. Kagana breaks with him. Clark out wide on the left. Finds Clark. It's got to be in front of him though. Clark, early delivery. Forward tries to flick it on towards goal, but it's out for a goal kick. And as you can see, Benny, the game is starting to open up. Who do you think is going to get the goal? The next goal?
It'd be good to see Big Billy coming on now to score a goal and take off to the South fans behind the goals here on the right-hand side. But Port have definitely looked the better team in this second half, so I believe they'll nip one here.
And it just looks like Perry Lambropoulos is a little bit injured. And it looks like Lambropoulos is going to come off. Cruciatus. Stella looking for a free kick, not given. Gage. Cruciatus. South happy to keep possession at the moment. Norton. Cruciatus. He wins a throw in. And it looks like both teams are making a change. It's George Howard for Billy Constantidis. It looks like Maker's coming on for Port Melbourne. And Alan Mulcahy is coming off. Maker like for like play with Mullers, a little bit fitter. Mullers has put in a great shift today, Benny.
Can't blame the young man, Mullers. He's definitely put in a great performance. Maybe Pickford wanted to make the change because he's on a yellow card, obviously. So, but no, great performance today for them, from Mullers.
South go backwards to Raganovic. Norton. Flips it down the line. Vincentides headers it back. Stella trying to find Kagana. Doesn't find him. Gage with a bit of space. They're on the break now. Maker's first bit of action is the slow Gage down, and he's done well. Schroen finds Vincentides in behind. Tries to cut it back to Chrysaridis, but doesn't find him. Stella just gives it away poorly. And South Melbourne is starting to get on top of this match, Benny.
Slowly working their way in to the match here in the second half. Lamborghini's here. Roganovic. And I believe Bates is taking his seat back on the bench, and Constantinides Christian is about to come on for Perry.
Like for like change. It does look like Perry has picked up a knock. And that change will be done as we speak. So KK coming on for Perry Lambropoulos. Kearney tries the diagonal ball, and KK's first bit of work is to head the ball back to Roganovic. Adam. You see Alan Kearney not very happy with Valley Sesnick not chasing the ball down. Norton runs Chrysaridis, who finds Norton again, who's played Schroen. Schroen waiting for support. Norton gets around him. It's a poor ball, and Eager is there nice and strong and cleans up. Send it long to Kagana, who loses possession to Gage, and Gage has won the throw-in. Early throw. Norton delivery. Away by Kearney. Clark. Sesnick. He's got a bit of space. Clark has continued his run. Fantastic ball by Sesnick. Clark. And Marshall has done well to hold it up and gone out for a throw-in. Early throw-in by Clark. Sesnick plays Maker. Maker with a bit of space. He can get his head up and shoot. He has a strike from distance. And it's just well wide of Roganovic's goal. But South Melbourne once again very deep and not pressing. And Roganovic and Gage having a bit of a heated conversation there.
Yeah, South just really need to push their back four up a little bit. The space between the lines is allowing Port Melbourne to time on the ball, pick their passes and create opportunities.
Roganovic straight to Maker. Maker finds Ford. Ford plays Kagana. Kagana plays Clark. Back to Kagana. Karoma making an overlapping run. Kagana can open up and shoot, but well blocked by KK. Eager. Kearney. Straight to Clark. Clark with a bit of space. Delivers it. Finds Kagana. Kagana sets it up for Stella. Stella has a shot. Back in. Sesnick has a shot. But once again, straight into the hands of Roganovic. Very routine stop. Port Melbourne this half have lacked that quality in that final third when it really matters, Benny.
It's just their final ball. The great build-up play, getting to great positions. Obviously, it's just their final ball. You see there that South have pumped the ball along, and they're so far back. It's just easy for Port Melbourne to just pick up the ball here again and keep possession and create another opportunity as Clark's running through the middle of the field. Forward. Just tried a little pass there.
Chrysaridis to Schroen. Schroen just plays Marafiotti. Happy. Just go around the grounds quickly. Altona Magic 2, Hume 2. Heidelberg have taken an early lead against Melbourne Knights, 1-0 as well through Harry Noon. Keep up with play. Konstantinidis finds Chrysaridis. Chrysaridis loses possession. Port Melbourne just send it long. Straight to Gage. South happy to keep possession. Look how deep Port are now, Benny. We were just saying that South can't allow to be so deep. Now Port Melbourne have gone so deep.
It's a weird kind of game, isn't it? I think Port they've been on attack a lot of this second half, maybe trying to catch their breath a little bit, and they're sitting a little bit deep, allowing Port to play the ball around here at the back. You can see Pickford not happy with how deep they're sitting.
Rightly so. Arafeldi wins a free kick off Koroma. Adam Petting is extremely not happy with his captain, Michael Leger, just telling him to be organised. Results around in NPL 2, Eastern Lions 2, Springvale White Eagles 0, North Geelong 2, St Albans 1. So the Geelong Croatians have outdone St Albans. Murray 1, Langwarrin 1, Box Hill 1, Manningham 1, Moreland City 3, Ballarat 1, and Whittlesea and Geelong 2-2. Sharon delivers deep and Symes collects. Eager finds Maker. Maker's going for a bit of a drive. Finds Clark. Clark can play Stella. Stella loves in these situations. Stella tucking inside. Has a shot. Extremely poor shot. It wasn't the right idea. With someone with that quality on the ball, Francesco Skelly, do you expect better, Benny?
He's done well. He's done well this second half since coming on. I can't really blame him. He's probably feeling himself a little bit there with that 40-yarder, and so you don't really blame the boy. But he probably could have played Kanagawa in there, to be honest.
Kanagawa finds forward. Picked off. South Melbourne, Schroen. Diagonal ball to Marafiotti. Fantastic technique. Marafiotti running up defenders. He loves it. Tucks inside. Bariskas finds Marafiotti again. He turns inside. Marafiotti shoots. It's come off Konstantinidis. Schroen shoots on his right foot. Blocked. Kanagawa finds Stella. Stella's going for a bit of a run. Kanagawa finds Clark. Clark delivers it to the back post. Sesnick doesn't win the header. Norton does enough. Bakewest trying to beat his man. That's gone out for a Port Melbourne corner. Clark making his way over to take the corner. Port Melbourne have got numbers forward. Clark whips it in. Roganovic collects. Releases to Chrysaridis, who's got a bit of space. Valley says Nick done well to hold him up. Chrysaridis, the switch is on. Switches it to Konstantinidis, who's come inside and he's lost possession. Maker finds Clark's feet, who Adams has come in and intervened. Forward. Turns his man inside and out. Finds Majak. Majak with a bit of space. Finds Karoma. Finds Stella, but Constantinides comes in strong. Karoma. Stella. Tries to find forward. Adam wins the header. Strong. And Schroen. Norton. Plays Cruciatus. Cruciatus tucking in on his right. Back out on his left. Plays Norton and it's out for a South Melbourne corner. Better play by South Melbourne. The game is opening up so well. See Alan Kearney so frustrated with his front four. He just wants to be so organised. He wants to be a winner. He wants to be a leader. That's what Port Melbourne need at the moment. Strong over to take the corner. It's an out swinger. Delivers high and wide. Kanagana clears straight to Norton. Back to Schroen. Norton goes around him. South still got numbers in the box. Early delivery. Falls to Adams. Strikes, and what a finish from the centre half on the half volley. Luke Adams has break it down out of the air and hit it on the half volley, and it's beat mate Symes. An absolute peach of a strike. Benny.
Wowzers. What a strike there by Luke Adams. Absolute banger that was. The corners come in. Port's failed to clear it properly. I think no one spoke to Konagawa there to he could have probably taken that down and cleared it even further, but he's trying to header it out. Nice cross there by Norton, and Adams just allowed too much space in the box. He's actually taken that down with his chest and slammed that past the Port Melbourne keeper. So South 2-1. It's very, very interesting. Sets us up for the second half of the second half.
The South fans are going wild, and what a time to score so late in the game. Here in the 86th minute. Fantastic strike once again. Port Melbourne would be a little bit disappointed as they've been on top for majority of this half, and just poor defensive goal to concede. Karoma. Maker finds Clark in behind. Christian Constantinides wins the ball and kicks it out for a throw-in. And you look, it's pretty dead out there now, Benny, from the Port Melbourne boys. It's like they've given up.
Takes the wind out of you a little bit when you've worked so hard to try to go 2-1 up, and you've created a lot of opportunities, and then you've gone to the other end and you've let South do that. It's tough.
Break West tries to find Sesnik, but Adams clears. Eager finds Kanagana running inside. He finds Stella. Stella's got the runner of Clark. Clark delivers, and just the final ball once again has let Port Melbourne down. They've created so many opportunities, but the final, the killer ball or the shot on target that you need to score goals or create chances, clear-cut chances for you to score, it just hasn't been there.
To be fair to Clark, it's bowled up a little bit there for him on this excellent pitch out at JL Murphy. But yeah, unfortunately, like you said, the final ball has kind of killed them. They've created a lot of opportunities that could have been 2-1 up themselves, but it's the final ball that they just need to. As Schroen's broken through here, Makers with chase. Schroen, good chase back there by Maker. Schroen's won a corner there for South.
Great play by South Melbourne. South Melbourne looking to keep it in the corner. A few numbers forward. Schroen kicks it out for a throw in. Absolute beautiful conditions here tonight. Right now, nice light breeze, no rain. Nice perfect evening to go on a nice date, Benny. What do you reckon?
Not for me, mate. Going straight home, watch Arsenal play, get a win against Spurs, North London derby. Come on, you Gunners.
And the referee has indicated, the fourth official has indicated 5 minutes of extra time, stoppage time. It's a lot of time, Benny.
Yeah, I've kind of got my times mixed up there. Saying second half of the second half. Didn't realise it was not that long to go, so yeah, there's plenty of time for Port still to try to get something back into the game.
Sesnick. There you go. Loses the header, brings him down, and Kotsadis wins a free kick. And there you go, will go into the book. Obviously, Michael Eager, former South Melbourne captain and player. And South really taking their time around this ball. Got some fantastic strikers of the ball. This South Melbourne squad. Looks like it's going to be Marcus Schroen to step up and take it. We all know how sweetly he can hit a football, Benny.
It's a tough position for a left footer, though. Trying to bend the ball into the near post from that position. But looks like he'll probably dink it to the back post with Big Billy there.
Lockie Kevers puts the spray down as well. Schroen goes for goal. And it's just over the bar. A fantastic effort, but just not good enough to beat Michael Symes. Symes will go long. Clark to contest. Marshall, solid. Ball breaks to Chris Serratis. Just decides to hold it up a bit. Billy Constantinides finds, just holding it up. He's done well and tries to win another free kick, but Lockie Kevers waves it away. Maker, diagonal ball to Clark. Clark finds Ford. Ford decides to go backwards to Clark. To Stella. Stella delivers. Cleared by Marcus Schroen. Chris Serratis wins a free kick, and it'll take more seconds up off the precious clock for Port Melbourne. A game of real two halves, I guess, Benny. You could say two halves in each half. The start of the first half, Port Melbourne were all over top of South Melbourne, and South Melbourne scored and then got on top. And same in the second half. Port Melbourne started off brightly, looked like they were going to create a couple of chances and score. Just lacked that quality in that final third. And then South Melbourne go up the other end and score. What do you make that? What do you bring that down to? Is it fitness? Is it lack of opportunities? Is it strike? Maybe Adam Peating has to go to training and practice in that final third combinations and scoring.
No one's going to let me down at that two halves comment now. A little bit of everything. South looked a little bit deflated, to be honest, towards the start of the second half. But yeah, they worked their way back in, and it's just been a little bit unfortunate for Port Melbourne. They've created a lot of goal scoring opportunities. They've been well throughout the whole game, and yeah, they've just been unfortunate to not finish any of their chances.
A huge shout out to Trent Rickson, who's joined the live stream. Obviously, former South Melbourne player and Port Melbourne player. Good to have you on board, Trenner. Obviously, good to see that you're showing support for the clubs you've played at. There has been many though, so don't know which is next you'll be watching. Short corner. Port Melbourne win the throw-in. Eager throws it long. Giuseppe Marafiotti crying for a foul, but Billy Constantinides, he's just got it in the corner. He's going to wait. And Lockie Keevers has blown for full time here at JL Murphy Reserve. South Melbourne prevail in the local derby as the winners. 2-1. Port Melbourne very unlucky, and what a performance by South to show character to win. A fantastic performance. Thank you for joining us here on the live stream. My name's Dean Minair. Alongside me was Benny. We would like to wish you all the best and hopefully tune in next week for further more games. Thank you and all the best.
Take it back.